What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Holguin. Today we're going to discuss about the WWE offer that the Young Bucks and the Cody apparently declined so they can go to All Elite Wrestling. And my boys, this contract that they offered was absolutely massive. I cannot believe WWE actually offered this contract with all its stipulations, the money, and all that. We're going to break it down right now. I'm going to talk about this. This comes from Ringside News. We're going to talk about the column, and then I'm going to discuss it, what I think about this, what I think about All Elite Wrestling. So let's just jump right into this. WWE really wanted the Young Bucks to come into the company. They were willing to make some pretty big offers. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Triple H was offering the Young Bucks, it doesn't say Cody, but I would imagine they were trying to get all of the Elite, but they were offering the Young Bucks roughly the same amount of money as AJ freaking Styles, my boys. Think about that. AJ Styles money for the Young Bucks right off the bat. That was on the table for the Young Bucks and Cody. They were also willing to do an All Elite or the Elite series weekly on the WWE Network. Now, I don't think that's a big a deal as the money because, look, I think the Young Bucks and the whole Elite rather keep their show on YouTube where they can make their own money instead of doing a weekly show on the network that not a lot of people have. I mean, some people have it, but it's not like a mainstream show that's accessible to a lot of people. So I think the Young Bucks would have been a little bit turned off by the idea of putting their weekly series on the network. I think they would have been more open to leaving it on YouTube because on YouTube they are making revenue off of their shows. Their shows usually run for 12 minutes. They don't put a lot of ads on there either, but they have over 200,000 subscribers. So I think the Young Bucks would have been not down to move their successful YouTube channel to the WWE Network. So I think that's something that they wouldn't have been interested in. But here is the kicker. The WWE was also offering Nick and Matt Jackson a 6-month opt-out clause. My boys, that is absolutely insane. So pretty much what the WWE was saying is we'll give you AJ Styles money. You could do whatever you want with being the Elite. You can either keep it on YouTube or, hey, we'll give you the WWE Network to run on a weekly show. And, my boys, we are going to give you guys a 6-month opt-out plan. 6 months, that's it. If the Young Bucks were absolutely savages, my boys, they could have accepted this deal while Cody did it. Cody could have declined this deal, and we don't know if Cody was actually offered this. It is kind of being reported that this was the deal for the Young Bucks. But Cody could have declined this. He could have gone and made All Elite Wrestling, waited the 6 months. The Young Bucks wrestled for 6 months, and when the 6 months are up, not only did they collect AJ Styles type of money, they could opt out of their contract and then go sign to All Elite Wrestling. Now, yeah, sure, that could have happened if the Young Bucks were savages. But, you know, they have a full belief and a belief to stick together. And I can only imagine what WWE is offering Kenny Omega right now. But it does seem that this group of guys, the Elite, were absolutely serious when they said that they were going to stick together and stick as a collective group. Like, it looks like Kenny is going to All Elite Wrestling. I think WWE is just waiting for that to be announced on Being the Elite. I think that will be announced on Being the Elite in a future episode. I think when Marty's contract expires in April with Ring of Honor New Japan, he will find his way at All Elite Wrestling. I don't think they're going to get anybody from Being the Elite. I think they're all going to stick together. They already got Cody, they already got the Young Bucks, they already got Hangman Page. It's been reported that AEW is offering WWE style money. You need to understand, AEW is backed by a richer person than the McMahons. The Khan family is absolutely richer than the McMahons, so they have the money to spend. Plus, you got to take into consideration that they're going to end up getting a major TV deal. We're not sure where. I know the rumor right now is TNT or TBS. I have heard rumors of HBO. There was a rumor out there that HBO was at the All Elite Wrestling rally a couple of days ago, so HBO is on the table as well. There's multiple TV deals on the table to strike All Elite Wrestling. One issue they have to crank out eventually is like, what day do they want to go on? I've heard rumors of All Elite Wrestling going on Tuesday nights after SmackDown. When it goes to Fox, SmackDown is going from Tuesday nights to Friday nights. I think they should just go to Thursdays as well. I mean, it would be terrible for Impact if SmackDown went to Thursdays, but I miss Thursday night SmackDown. That would be a very, very cool thing. But SmackDown is moving to Friday nights. There's rumors that WWE might put NXT on the Fox network on Tuesday nights, but I think that would be a huge blow to the network because NXT is a huge commodity and people watch it on a weekly basis. But there's a rumor that they would move NXT 2 Tuesday nights on Fox and then have NXT UK on the network with 205 Live, and then that would compete with All Elite Wrestling. And trust me, my dude, if it's NXT versus All Elite Wrestling, that is definitely a hard choice. That would be very interesting. Do they go to Mondays? Like, I'm very intrigued by this. This All Elite Wrestling thing is going to be an absolute game changer. I got to give my props to the WWE because they really tried their hardest to get these guys. You know, you can't give any WWE discredit at all here. They tried their damned hardest, my boys, to land the Elite. You know, they really did. To give the Young Bucks AJ Styles money with a 6-month opt-out clause is so like sketch in a way, because like you're gonna be paying these dudes massive amounts of money, and they have the opportunity that in 6 months, if they don't like the way they're being booked, like the Revival or other tag teams, if they're not liking the way they're being booked on the show or whatever show they're on, they can say hasta la vista, peace out, and get the hell out of there and probably join Cody at All Elite Wrestling. This would have been a huge thing. Again, I don't think putting the Elite on the WWE network would have been a really big thing for them. I never heard WWE. You can see the sources were saying that they've never heard WWE be like so willing to sign these guys. And I think WWE right now, they're just on a roll. They're trying to sign everybody that they could sign so they could land on their company, because All Elite Wrestling is going to be a competitor. It's going to be a really big thing. They're offering big time deals. They already got Chris Jericho. They got Pac, aka Neville. They got MJF. They got Joey Janela. They got Penelope Ford. They got Britt Baker. I would assume they can get Tessa Blanchard, because there is a rumor out there that Impact is having discussions with All Elite Wrestling for All Elite Wrestling to use Impact talent from the roster. We're talking about Morrison. We're talking about Brian Cage, Tessa Blanchard. It will give them opportunities to negotiate a new contract with Pentagon and Phoenix, which WWE also has interest in. All Elite Wrestling is really going to be impactful, my boys, but I am just absolutely stunned that Triple H, and it was Triple H that was handling the negotiations, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. He was the one really negotiating with the Elite. Makes sense now that the Young Bucks and being the Elite were making fun of Triple H almost every single week leading up to All Elite Wrestling. But it looks like he was trying his hardest to make this happen. And you got to give WWE their credit for going everything they could. That contract is absolutely massive, and it might be the best contract they've ever offered anybody. AJ Styles money, 6-month opt-out clause, with a chance to put Being the Elite on the network or stay on YouTube. A massive deal for all involved. I could only imagine what they're offering to Kenny. I've heard that there was a rumor that they were offering Kenny Omega creative control. I have heard that rumor wasn't true, but that is also a rumor. They're offering the Bucks that. I couldn't imagine what Kenny's getting offered. He's probably getting offered way bigger money than AJ Styles right now. Is it worth it? Are they worth the money? They have proven to be a hot commodity right now, but it does look like All Elite Wrestling is going to end up with everybody. Like when it comes to Being the Elite. I don't think Kenny leaves, because my whole thing with Kenny is he going to leave his friends and his brothers, because they are like brothers to him at this point, especially the Young Bucks, to take a WWE deal when the Khan family and All Elite Wrestling can offer the same amount of money, and he gets to work with his friends. When it comes down to it, especially judging by the last BTE, I'm leaning heavily, and I could put money down that Kenny Omega eventually will be an All Elite roster member. His contract has not expired yet with New Japan Pro Wrestling, because I saw a lot of people being like, why wasn't he at the rally the other day? His contract hasn't officially expired with New Japan Pro Wrestling. But when it does, I think we will get an announcement on BTE that Kenny Omega is AEW. I don't see him showing up at the Royal Rumble. At this Royal Rumble, they're going to have to come out with some big time things, because I remember the rumor was that Jericho was going to show up, Kenny was going to show up. Yeah, those aren't going to happen. They're going to have to come out with like Batista or something. There's also rumors of Goldberg being involved with All Elite Wrestling. I think those are pretty much kind of confirmed. I think he'll have an announcing role. That's the rumor, right? Like Bill Goldberg will have an announcing role at All Elite Wrestling. I'm hyped, my boys. I am hyped. 2019 is going to be an absolutely lit year in wrestling. I'm very excited for both companies. And like I've said in the past, you don't have to pick one to just watch. You can watch every single wrestling company that's out there. You got All Elite, you got WWE, NXT, NXT UK, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, WoW, owned by Jeannie Buss and Tessa Blanchard is going to be there. WoW Wrestling is going to be a groundbreaking, barrier breaker show for wrestling. All women's wrestling company. And by the way, I found out yesterday that all the women in the WoW Wrestling Company are already insured by the company. Huge news, because that was one of the big things that AEW was trying to push on people, that they're going to insure everybody. WoW is already doing that. WoW debuts next Friday, January 18th at 6 p.m. Pacific on AXS TV. I highly recommend it, my boys. Anyways, my boys, if you like this video, slap that thumb, subscribe, and join the Hollywood. Quick sound off in the comment section. What are your thoughts about this contract? Do you think the Young Bucks and Cody should have accepted it, or do you think they're doing the right thing, putting all their chips on the table for All Elite Wrestling? Sound off in the comment section. Let me know, my boys, and I will see you guys later on. You guys enjoy your weekend too. So, sweet.